But I want to take a moment and just kind of bring us all into this present moment. And I have a candle I'm going to light, my rainbow chakra candle. As many of you know, and some of you maybe don't. Oh, these candles are hot. We are in, today is a powerful new moon and a full solar eclipse, which at the foundation, new moons are all about new beginnings, planting new seeds. And solar eclipses ask you, what do you want to eclipse? So you put those two together. The new moon is in Aries, I believe. There's Aries energy, which Aries is the beginning. So I read somewhere about the invitation to consciously plant new seeds for where we want to go on this planet. And that is absolutely the energy of the Great Mother March. So let's just take a moment and feel yourself where you're sitting. Feel yourself in your body, which is made up of the earth elements, star elements. You are as much an expression of the earth as the mountains and the trees and the flowers. And the four-leggeds, the two-leggeds, the feathered friends, the rocks. And with each exhale, you can release anything but this very present moment. You can send your gratitude down into Mother Earth. And then just like the trees, let your exhale open up your awareness to the space above and around you. Your breath, the air, the wind, the currents that carry our breath around the globe. And then up above the clouds, into the void, the spaciousness, Father Sky, place of infinite possibility. And it's in this unseen realm, in the energetic realm, where the Great Mother March is waiting. Everything that's already been experienced, the connections made, having entered in from that spaciousness. And just breathe all those energies into your heart. And perhaps invite in the energy of excitement or curiosity. And the ways you have been called into this circle and invited to co-create in any little or big way this incredible energy, event, inspiration, invitation to return to balance. And from love and possibility and the truth of our inner connection, we are here. And so it is. Woo. Okay. I'm optimistic soon I will speak to the Great Mother March without crying. And so it is. Not that it's bad, but it's just, you know, I've got other things to do besides cry when I'm together with you all. There's also a new idea that has been offered to us around ways to get um, some individuals and perhaps groups, but I'm thinking individuals who have large platforms, who may be in alignment with what we're doing. And I was thinking about how to create a space that made it easy for them to understand that the invitation is first and foremost to kind of endorse the Great Mother March with their inclusion in the Luminary Circle, and invite them to shine their light on the Great Mother March through their channels at a base level, with their presence like on the website as someone who is a member of the Luminary Circle, a partner, someone who's endorsing it, which I believe will help with sponsorships and things like that. And then the invitation to be more involved or not, right? So instead of inviting them into like an administrative type role that might feel like they don't have the bandwidth, it gives them an opportunity to support and help by sharing the event through their channels. So the Luminary Circle will have a graphic or something soon, but that is the invitation. And one of the fun ways that I've understood that we can help to attract people to this Luminary Circle is by all of us picking, like one person a week that we could like follow on Instagram, comment, share their posts, and even send a message like, hey, I am in the Great Mother March Circle. We are really excited about this event for the different reasons you are, as an opportunity to model non-duality, inclusion, a return to balance, all the things. And hope you join us. And that if they get enough of those types of messages, they will, maybe we'll get more of their attention. The first person that, and I'll send out this email, and I have my AI taking notes as well. But Zainab Salbi, I don't know if any of you are familiar with her. You can look her up on Instagram right now, Zainab, Zainab. I'll put it in the chat. But she is someone who I have met and collaborated with before. Actually, she is the founder of the Women for Women International that helps women in war-torn countries rebuild their lives. And I have supported women in Women for Women since like 2009, support 7 right now. And she's was born in Iraq. She has an amazing story. Her book, Between Two Worlds, is like absolutely a must read. I met her at the Omega Institute during the Women in Power Conference. And then in 2009 on International Women's Day, we carried across the Brooklyn Bridge a banner that I had designed and printed that then we all painted on at the end of the bridge. So she and I have collaborated together, and I've gotten a message from her on Instagram saying, please email me at this email, and then I haven't heard back yet. But she is super tapped in with the women's empowerment movement, and her current passion seems to be around the earth and the environment. So very exciting that the arriving on Earth Day, I feel like, will be very resonant with her. So she will be our first Luminary Circle individual that we are calling in, this week. So I'll send out information about that. So I want to share what's in the portal, because this is a tool that we can use to participate. And, when you have ideas, you can go in there and put it down. And it's also, if anybody asks, like, keep me in the loop, like, this is how we stay in the loop, because when you join for the $13, which all of you are, I believe, are in it, that's how you know about this Zoom. But that's how I can email out news and invitations and things like that. So, so anyone who wants to be involved, joining the portal, following on Instagram, we are at Great Mother March on Instagram. So if you have not followed on Instagram, you could also do that right now. And then I just created a Facebook group, which I was kind of trying not to have to do because just so many Facebook groups, but it is an awesome opportunity for people to connect, and I have it public right now, so we can just see how that works, and if we need to make it private or whatever. But let me share my screen and share the portal with you. So this is what it looks like when you log in. So when you log in, you're logging into my online teaching platform. So you'll see up here, Whitney Freya Studio. And I realized that that was just a great way for us to maintain this co-creative energy of the Great Mother March. I've been going through it the last couple of days, switching out the graphics from March 8th to March 21st. So if you see any reference to the old March 8th dates, if you just comment below that lesson, I get that right away, and then I can go right to that lesson. So it'll be easy for me to find. So I'll open up some of these lessons, but the Great Mother March Revealed is still the video for me kind of introducing the Great Mother March. I also put the Facebook group link right in that top lesson, so it's easy to find. This calendar of events and Zooms right now, I have these Saturday Zooms in there. There's also the opportunity, oh shoot, I have the stencil. Anyway, there's the opportunity that there will be workshops and events, paid, free, that will be benefiting the Great Mother March, right? So those will be in there. I'm meeting with Jessica, I think, yeah, Jessica, who is in the Asheville circle, who does online programming for Kripalu. And I'm going to do a free event with them, and then also a Paint Your Great Mother workshop. So like those kinds of things will be in this calendar of events and Zooms. And then this, the Dalai Lama and the Great Mother is a just an example of how the mother keeps coming up. And so that story is in there in the trailer to the movie that some of us, we looked at in Asheville and people were looking for. So that is in there. It's just a thumbs up from the Dalai Lama about this event. And then what you can do right now. So this is like, I cannot emphasize enough the co-creative nature of this event and how each of you, in small ways, big ways, it doesn't matter, every little way helps, that this event will be formed by the people that participate and the energy you offer. So thank you for being here and for sharing your ideas. If you're watching the replay, this is a great place to go and share anything you want to offer to the group. So that is in here. I want to open up this help to coordinate one of the overnight stops, because this is a kind of a fun element I want to highlight, as well as a action step that I believe we could start taking. So let me explain a little bit. So just imagine we're walking throughout the day. We will get to a place where we will stop for the night. The intention is that there will be land somewhere dedicated to those of us camping. There will be, and an item on the to-do list is to put together a list of hotels and lodging along the route, which is a great thing that someone could volunteer to do, or a couple people could volunteer to do. North Carolina, Virginia, DC area, things like that. It may be right there in the town. It may be, 5 miles away. And after, when everyone's going to sleep, you drive to your hotel. But these overnight stops, the intention is, and to varying degrees, depending on the size of the community and things like that, that we are in a co-creative experience and time with that community while we're there overnight. So on a first level basis, there's like the subject of meals, dinner and breakfast. And the dinners may be provided by a local business. When Laura Smith and I were in Boone, North Carolina, driving around, we went to lunch at a place called Farm, which is a nonprofit that offers donation-only meals. And of course, the executive director happened to be standing there with the cashier when I was checking out, and she commented on my sweater, which that's all I need to be like, guess why I'm here? And they were immediately like, we will feed you, right? So there's another vision where schools with their cafeteria could create a meal and we would purchase it, and that would be a fundraiser for the school. So, there's the food element. And then there is, depending on who leans in to co-create this with us, whether it's a school, a Rotary Club, a Chamber of Commerce, a musical group, the business community, how can we serve? How can we create meaningful space, whether it's women's circles or live musicians supporting that, or offering a group yoga or movement or painting a mural, right? So another item on the to-do list, AI, is to create a menu of different ways that we can contribute to that community, which largely depends, of course, on those of us who are going to be there. And I want to spotlight that there may be some of you and us in this greater circle that decide like, okay, like walking isn't really my thing, and I don't have 30 days or 32 days. And I would be thrilled to come for 2 or 3 or 4 days and be part of the circle, the Great Mother Circle that is kind of nurturing each stop, so being at Rocky Mount when we walk in and having already kind of communicated, or, hey, here's where you're going to go to pitch your tent, or, whatever. So that's an awesome way to serve. We do have some communities which, commenting below here in this helped to coordinate one of the overnight stops. Like if you want to just comment at any point and say, I would like to do this, I would like to, be present for 1 or 2 or 3 or, somewhere between 1 and 3 nights, we can start plugging you in, because one of the ways I see gaining traction in the route and the logistics is picking some of the communities like Boone, like potentially Rocky Mount. Lynchburg, we know there's an arts community and a group of 50 women entrepreneurs, women-owned businesses. So that seems like a really warm stop. Clearly, Black Mountain and Old Fort. Kimberly is approaching Old Fort because the trail comes right out into a kind of parking lot space with a brewery, a winery, and a state trail organization. So that seems like a great group to begin to speak. But if we can say we already have like 3 or 4 people that are dedicated to your spot to help and to co-create, just, emails and contacts and things like that. And so once we have those warm communities set up, we'll be able to go out and say, well, here's what Rocky Mount is doing. Here's what Boone is doing. Here's what, Lynchburg is doing to support the march. So then they can be like, oh, okay, well, we can do this, this, or this, right? So anyway, this is like super exciting for me. I just started listening to a book that I'm almost done with. It's called Remaking the Space Between Us. And she's talking about how, right now in America, especially, groups are tending to become more and more tribal, right? And people get together, kind of like our community. We know we're all kind of unified around similar principles and visions, but the space between groups is getting vaster and vaster, which, newsflash, in case you didn't know that. But what it's making me realize, another facet, which we knew all along, but what we're doing with this march is weaving into this space in between. And also offering in the communication, like this energy of, if your first, communicating somehow, like if your first reaction is, I don't want a bunch of hippies marching through my community, it's like, come and join us. Like, we want to hear from you. We are not exclusive. We are not against anything. And so this is a powerful theme, is really entering into these spaces. We're walking through rural Southeast America. There are overlaps with perhaps the escape routes from slaves back during the times of slavery. There's a lot of potency in the route that we're taking. So being a part of these overnight stops and leaving these communities more curious about what our future reality could hold is going to be amazing. So this is where you can comment that you're interested. We have these Google Map links, which is super cool. So I'm not going to go down the rabbit holes, but if you click on this, your Google Maps will open up and it'll show this week 1 route, and it'll show the towns we're going to be passing through. If you know anyone, or if you know anyone who may know anyone along this route, it's not just the towns we're going through, but there are lots of towns within 5, 10, 15 miles of those towns that may want to come and also be a part of that overnight stop, right? So you can click here to see week 1, week 2, week 3, and then from Rocky Mount to Charlottesville is still a little up in the air, partly because we have potentially an incredible venue in Waynesboro that I won't speak to yet because I haven't really talked to them, but it's a brother of a friend, an old friend who lives in Asheville. And then from there to DC, potentially via Fredericksburg. So we don't have all of those stops nailed down, but these are week 1, week 2, week 3, which are pretty set. And so you can look at that. You could send that link to anyone you know in Virginia, North Carolina. Who do you know in this general area? We'd love to connect. So that's a really practical thing. And then I've got these communities are our first priority. This is the North Carolina. And I've got written in, and this is the kind of information we'll write in here. People that are involved already, like Kimberly is spearheading Old Fort. So if any contacts there, you can email her. And there's also, I think there was, oh yeah, click here to access the Google Doc, where you basically can add to this list right here. As well. So you can comment below, we'll put you in, or you click on the link. I mean, we don't have a staff, so like if anything you can do would be greatly appreciated. So you click the Google Doc link, put your name in there, comment below, I added my name, blah, blah, blah. Besides the fact it will model for other people joining, like, oh, wow, these people are doing this, like they're participating. One of the reasons the co-creative nature of this is so important, remember, there's no charge to be a part of the Great Mother March, is that the change that we want to experience in our world is not going to come from the top down. Again, newsflash. It's going to be from the ground up. It's going to be individuals choosing to live in alignment with love and compassion, not waiting for that from the top. So again, this is a co-creative event. This is like a ground swelling, and I'm just ringing the bell and poking. Apparently, I am the Great Mother March poker. So anyway, this is a really awesome part of the portal to hop into. Okay, Great Mother March stickers. Maybe some of you have not ordered stickers before. It's a very easy thing to do. But I have the links to like stickermule.com. They do these specials where you can get 50 stickers for $19 instead of $50. They're like business cards. So when I was going around with Kate and Laura and all the people around Virginia and North Carolina. If anyone even looked at us and smiled, we went over and gave them a sticker. And it was super fun. Everybody loves stickers. So I would encourage you, like as a way to help, you can just order stickers and give them out to your friends and, let the ripple effect happen. So there's a link, and you can download the design. You just click this, download, and then upload at Sticker Mule. I promise it's super easy. One has the dates right here, and the other does not have dates. But I'm fairly confident about the dates now. We won't change those again. So anyway, order stickers or not, but it's super fun. Who do you know? Any contacts? If you have people that you think would be great for the Luminary Circle, I'll probably put a Luminary Circle list in here. I asked ChatGPT for a list of 20 business people, celebrities, activists, and it gave me a lovely list. So anyway, who do you know? Who do you know who knows someone? You can put that here. And then the next section is reaching out to people. Let me kind of get here. So this is like if you have a group or organization or you know someone who does. I had a woman in Virginia ask me for 2 paragraphs that she could share with her group. So this is what I shared with her, and you can copy and paste this to share with your group or to offer to someone who has a group. And as always, I mean, clearly within, reason, edit, if there's wording that doesn't feel right to you, change it, right? Like it's not a have to, but these are copy and paste that you can use. The email template to invite an individual or a group, things in pink are where you personalize it. You can copy and paste right from here. And then there's also a link to a Google Doc. They've both been updated. I've been doing that the last couple of days. And again, like add in, make it personal. If you know the person, you probably know them. That's why you're emailing them this. And it can just be a friend, so we've just kind of done this for you. So it makes it really easy. And then if you have any contacts with any podcasts, this is an email. Again, same thing, copy and paste, press release. So templates, copy and paste to let other people know. We are in let people know land. So go forth and copy and paste and hit send as much as you can. And then this is once you've decided to join, like say you're an individual who has decided, I'm going to walk all or part. This is a downloadable PDF that talks about the process, how we see people organizing around this. Again, radical self-reliance. The idea is if you want to march, you get your circle together. Your circle has a support vehicle. So whether that's someone who lives in the area, recruit a friend from Virginia or North Carolina to be in your circle and drive a support vehicle. Or if you're renting a car as a group and sharing that, but in the car, you want to have whatever you need for like tent. If you had to cook a meal, put some ramen and a camp stove in there. I don't anticipate that being a factor, but radical self-reliance. And then I do have to add things like, which I love this, everyone's going to have on them a cup and a spork and a bowl. Wherever we go, you get your food in your own containers. So we're not creating garbage along the way. So it will be leave no trace and as zero garbage as possible. So this is for groups and individuals. The group section here has this spreadsheet that businesses can fill out so that we can contact them personally. We can list them as sponsors on the website. So if it's a business or group or organization who would like to engage in the law of reciprocity and allow us to promote them, they want to fill out that spreadsheet. And then these are instructions that include things like, what is your group for? What does your group do? Right? So even something like Planned Parenthood, right? This is not a political event, it's a humanitarian event. So if it is a group that leans towards maybe more of a political slant, the question is, what are you for? Right? Like, we are for individual freedom. So that would be what you are seeking to express in the Great Mother March. So I am chief enforcer of the what are we for and inclusivity and love and all of that. So, that this is explained in this document, right? So anyone can participate. It's just you're expressing what are you for. And I haven't written out specifically, but it may be even like, no, there are no websites, nothing like that. It's what are you for, and getting that message out without self-promotion. Like, people will know, like, we don't need all of that. So these are all things I learned at Burning Man, if anyone else has been to Burning Man, but it's a highly effective and powerful format. They have lots of beautiful things that have worked clearly over the years. And then this is the March section, is the more about the route. So here again, I have the Google Doc links for week 1, week 2, week 3. And so again, you can share, you can look, use these, direct people when you join. If people are like, so where are you marching? Well, join. And then the very last section, or you'll see a section called the March, and it has links to the maps, and you can find all that out there. Okay. Okay, well, I am going to end the recording. So if you watch the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you. And hopefully you can join us live for maybe one of the next 2 Saturdays. And then, of course, we are all very accessible, and comment in the portal, and let us know your ideas and how you want to support.